Hey, welcome to the channel. So I thought today this isn't going to be for the faint of heart. I'm just forewarning you. But I think a lot of stuff that people kind of tippy toe around should be addressed. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, and what I do is I try to make business sound like, it's more doable and ways to do it and give advice on stuff. And the one thing I've been kind of staying away from is trying to manage people. And if you're in business, it doesn't matter whether you're a small engine repair shop or it's an automotive repair shop or what have you. The employees that you have are there to make the company money, all right? Not big record profits, this and that. But when you talk mechanical, the mechanics are the ones out there that are doing the work, right? Or the mechanic. Or it could be you. You could be the owner and the mechanic. But for an 8-hour shift, they need to show you 6 billable hours to stay afloat. 6. That means 2 hours to put their tools away, to come out and talk to you or talk to somebody with parts, what have you. But at the end of the day, you need to show 6 billable hours. Okay, so now if you're the owner and you are the mechanic and you're running that repair shop, are you showing 6 billable hours? And you got to be really careful when it comes to the people you hire. I can tell you right now, for every good employee, you're going to go through 10 bad. And the employees that you don't want are the ones that are just taking up space, that just stand around and do nothing and expect to get paid. It's no different than like sales. The guy in sales is there to sell vehicles, right? And if they're not getting the numbers, they need to show that they're at least pounding the pavement trying to get the numbers, right? If not, get rid of them. And the other employees that you want to get rid of are the disgruntled ones. The ones that complain about everything bitterly all the time. They will ruin the whole crew, I guarantee it, because everybody will start getting that attitude. So I don't care how good that person is, get rid of them. If they aren't meshing well with the rest, then it's not worth the hassle. And I've heard this before, well, I'm the one doing all the work and everybody else isn't doing anything. You need to worry about what you're doing, all right? If you're doing flat rate in the shop and you as a mechanic can do it in 2 instead of 4 hours, you're making some money, aren't you? But the shop is too, because the shop is getting the 4 hours billable in the 2 hours out of you. So you're both at a win-win. But that isn't always the case in most shops. Most shops are hourly, right? You pay so much an hour, and there's no incentive to get the work done other than either do your job or get out, right? The other employees that you have to watch out for are the ones that just stand around and come out and visit. Now, everybody's going to have a bad day. Everybody's going to have an off day. And I'm not saying that, I've talked to you guys before about when I worked at the mines, and it was more so my wife wouldn't worry, is when I left the house, I shut the house off and I was all work. And when I was at work, on the way home, I shut work off and go back to home life. And not everybody can do that, all right? I understand that. And when it comes to what I know, I've had up to 11 people working for me. And I pick and choose who it is that I want on the team. Every person that's on that team is just as important as the other. It's all an intricate part of everybody putting their energy together to have a win. If you find yourself where you don't feel comfortable talking to an employee, if an employee is really screwing up, all right, it's up to you, if you're the owner, to pull that employee aside and have a talk and find out what the hell's going on. Everybody's going to have things going on to home that's going to affect them and stuff. And a lot of times, if you have a good group of people, everybody knows when one person is having a hard day and everybody else kind of picks up the slack. Do you find that in your work area that you have, if you're employed and you have group people? They tend to rise to the occasion because they know that when they're down, that person is going to pull the weight too. Everybody is in it together, sink or swim. And this idea of, we're all working to make Eric rich. Well, I got news for you. Eric's got a lot of bills. Eric's got a lot of hats to wear. And I have to meet my obligations. And I can't just say, well, screw it, I'm going to go somewhere else. I guess I could quit and go work for somebody else, but I'm too old. No, you need to have those conversations early on, all right? And you want to make sure that you pick people that you think will mesh with the team. And everybody is on a probationary period in the beginning, because if you're not going to mesh with the team, it doesn't take long for that person's persona to change to what they normally are, okay? And if it's bringing the team down, then you need to, as an owner, step up and say, sorry, as much as I like you and stuff like that, you're just not fitting in with the group. And it doesn't mean the person is bad or this, it just means that they aren't fitting into what everybody is trying to accomplish, if that makes any sense. This day and age, people want jobs, but they don't want to work. That's kind of an oxymoron, right? They want a job, but they don't want to have to work at the job. And when I was growing up, you hustled. And if somebody gives you a job, you give 110%. My grandfather taught me early on, if you're not willing to give it 110%, why are you wasting your time and energy on it? And that's the spiel that I give to my employees when I first look to hire them. If you're not willing to give me 110%, then what's the sense in even showing up? I don't need a body in that position. I need a good worker, good employee, and one that meshes with the team. And like I say, if everybody has off days and you can pull them aside and have that talk, what's going on. But if it's something that's ongoing, you need to weed it out, as harsh as it sounds. Business is business, and that's why so many people fail at it, because they want to be everybody's friend. And as an owner, you can't be everybody's friend, because it's up to you to make sure that business is successful so that you can meet payroll and everything else. If you're running around worried about hurting somebody's feelings or trying to be friends with everybody, then you're not doing your job. And I'll tell you right now, I know this is going to get some splashback here, but I also think that the owner, if you're in business, you shouldn't have time to be off at the golf course. You should be giving just as much time and energy into that business as every other employee that's there. You need to show that you're in it with them, not they're doing all the work so you can go out and play golf. And I find that most people that aren't present around the job, that business fails unless they have one hell of a manager that is smart and savvy, business sense, to make it run. And sometimes it's better if the owner disappears anyways. If the owner is just a money man, but doesn't know anything about business, better off if they aren't there. Put in the comments what you think on this. As an employee, as a shop owner, What's your take on it? Because I think that it needs to be said out loud that if you want the job, you need to put the time in and the effort in to try to make money for that business. That's your long-term income. If you want to be there for a while, then you need to put in the time. And the one thing that will floor me when I have an employee that says, well, that's not my job. You know, every job that I have when I work for somebody else, I never had that attitude. If I saw something that needed to be done and I had free time to do it, I did it. No questions asked. Nobody needed to tell me, go do this. And it's not my job. If you work as a group, everybody chips in for the end goal, right? So if you see something that you think needs to be done and nobody is doing it and you have time to do it, why don't you do it? Don't give me that excuse that it's not my job. If you can see it and it's something that you can do, do it. On that note, you guys have a great day. I know, but somebody's got to say it.